everyone, and welcome back to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. It is Francesco here, and what I thought I'd do is a bit of a video of my sort of opinion on what I'm using at the moment. So many people have asked me over the last couple of months, Francesco, what are you using as a task manager now you've invested a lot of time into Notion? So for those who don't know, I am a Notion user. I have been using it for maybe about a year and a half fully now, but obviously I checked it out first almost 2 years ago, about a year and 3/4, I first discovered it. And over that period of time, I've built my use, and it's almost fully replaced note-taking, essentially, scripting, and a couple of other experiences like project management. And it's brought together a lot of applications that I didn't use. So I used previously like Trello for video calendar management. I used mainly Todoist for project management, and I used the likes of Evernote for note-taking. So obviously now it's sort of embedded a lot of that together, but people have been asking that sort of conversation about task management inside of Notion. And to this day, I'm not entirely sure Notion is suitable for task management. I did a Medium piece a fair while ago about what I think it's suitable for, and now that's changed because they've added so many different features. I think it is a really good housing base for projects, for notes, not for calendar necessarily, but for being able to plan and organize yourself as almost like a life management tool that doesn't necessarily have any automation yet. But I think it's a good way to be able to organize everything. It's almost like your second brain. I think more so than Evernote sometimes. I think that the way that it structures itself is more like a brain than Evernote to some extent. So that's sort of my opinion on it at the moment. But people have asked me, what are you using as a task manager now? So my task manager of choice has always been and is Todoist. So I've been using Todoist probably since 2000 and I'm going to say 12 maybe, roughly. It was just before university. I obviously made that decision to go with an application, and I chose Todoist. And over the time, it's obviously grown and got a bit better. So you're probably wondering, first off, my reasons why I'm with the application. So I'm going to talk about the features. And number two, my sort of future progression with this, because obviously there's that conversation. So number one, the first sort of feature set, the reason why I'm with them is because I actually really like having a to-do list application that's separate at the moment. For me, when I'm using Todoist, I know that I can see a linear version of my tasks. I have all of the relevant functions like due date, being able to organize next 7 days, being able to see and search all my reminders and be able to find everything there. And at the moment, I don't think, although they do have, and I keep saying this, do have the ability to do something like this, the Todoist-like features inside of Notion. You can build something very similar, but I don't think it's fully there. It's like not like a design task manager. It's sort of like the Evernote conversation as well. Notion is not necessarily a full note taker. It does like 80 to 90% of what Evernote does, but it just loses out on being a specialist note taker. But I think that's less of a case in the task management space. Now, I use Notion as my project manager. So what I do, for those who don't know, is I plan most of my finance, most of my Keep Productive projects, all sort of stuff like that. I can show you on the screen a few of the ways that I plan. And I find it a good place for that, and mainly that's because of the board experience and also the visual planning. I quite like that I have a page to design what I can see ahead, and it helps me with goals as well. Whereas day to day, the next 30 days at least, of actionable items, I normally store in my Todoist account. And although my Todoist account has changed over the last couple of months, I'd say that it's still really important. I try to keep between 5 and 10 at the maximum tasks inside there every day. And every evening I spend 5 to 10 minutes planning the next day so that I have an idea of what I need to focus on for the next day. And I find that base is a lot better. And I find that base is more suitable for me right now. Now, I'm not dissing the task management inside of Notion whatsoever. I think it's totally possible. I've got a good friend called Joel, who's a subscriber, and he uses Todoist as a way to, he uses Notion, and he's mocked up the Todoist layout on it. I'll try and include a screenshot if he sends me it. And it works. It works for him, and it is a way to manage his tasks. But I find that using an application, I think I saw someone else in the comments put something about Things 3. Again, it's whether you're using like Things 3 with Notion. Notion is your almost consortium of information for notes and projects and management, wiki, and then Things as your like channel base of actually having your tasks. So the second part of this is obviously the future of the task management in Notion. I know that this is only going to get better. It's very similar to what we saw with Evernote. I think Notion is slowly progressing. The way they're building their databases out, especially the April 29th, which is yesterday's, feature release was very extensive in terms of what they're building and allowing you to build. So I think that's only going to be exciting and opportunistic for those who are looking to do task management inside of Notion. Now I actually did a full course module on this inside of the course because I believe you can do task management inside of Notion, but I don't necessarily, for me, think it's suitable right now. It might be suitable in a year's time, but I find like having those two separate applications a good way to view. Now, just for those who are curious about what that looks like, here is my Todoist and here's my Notion. You can get an idea for, okay, I use notes and projects and most of the other stuff inside of Notion, but then a sort of idea of my next 7 days and what I'm going to do, actual tickable items inside of Todoist. But again, I'm open to experimenting, but I really find this application is more suitable for me in the short term at least. And I do see myself using it in the long term as well, because I don't like, I'm very fixed with my focus on switching. I don't like to switch unless it's suitable. For example, it took me with Notion probably about 6 to 9 months fully to not move over my stuff, but to migrate to Notion from Evernote. So you can see the sort of the focus that I actually had when I tried to do it. I try my best not to switch as much as I can, and when I do, it's a long-term migration. So I don't really see myself moving it in the next 6 months, especially with some of the Todoist features in building it out a little bit better. Like I know section headers are coming. I know that calendar view might be coming, and also project Kanban view. So this could all be very exciting. So guys, I really appreciate you stopping by today. Hopefully this gave you a bit of clarity. Again, there is the Notion Made Simple course below if you're a total newbie to Notion and you're looking at it going, actually this could be a good base for me, or you want to start from scratch, you can learn everything there. Anyway guys, a huge thank you. I will see you guys very, very soon, so do make sure to check out all the other content and hit subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers everyone.